Oh, there's so many yummy vegetarian options out there. You could try like lentil soup, veggie burgers, tofu stir fry. The possibilities are endless.
$10 million.
For a second there, it looked like someone was actually going to pay a personal price for ignoring what the data was screaming at them. And then, poof, it just vanished.
Okay, let's get into it. You really got to understand the backstory here to see why this whole thing is such a complete sham. We have to talk about the old playbook.
So for like ever, the rule was super simple. A bank messes up, right? Their systems are a total disaster or whatever. The bank itself, the corporation, pays a fine. But the executive in charge, oh sure, they get fired. But they walk out the door with a fat golden parachute. Their own wallet, totally safe, untouchable. And here it is, the magic wand they waved for decades. Oh, it wasn't on purpose. We're just incompetent. This was the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. The systems failed us. We had no idea. And you know what? It worked every single time.
But then 2008 happened. The whole house of cards came crashing down. And for a hot second, it really, really looked like things were going to be different.
I mean, the financial crisis just lit the entire global economy on fire. People were livid, watching these execs stroll away from the absolute train wreck they caused. So yeah, Congress had to do something. They passed new laws, Dodd-Frank, and this time, these laws supposedly had some real bite.
And this is the key. They finally started targeting the right people, the data gatekeepers. The folks whose entire job is to look at the numbers and tell the truth. We're talking chief risk officers, auditors, you name it. For the very first time, they could be held personally liable. Fined out of their own pockets. Finally, some skin in the game, right?
And that brings us to the main event, Wells Fargo. I mean, if you were going to design a perfect test case for these new rules, this was it. It was so blatant, so incredibly obvious a child could see it. Just look at the numbers. 2 million fake accounts, opened without anyone even knowing. The scale of it is just, it's insane. And get this is the part that kills me. The proof wasn't buried in some obscure file. It was right there in the open. For years, the bank's own databases were screaming bloody murder. The logs, the reports, the numbers just didn't add up. It was impossible. And it wasn't just the machines. You had actual human beings, employees, raising red flags, blowing the whistle, trying to tell management, hey, something is seriously wrong. And what happened? Ignored. Or worse, fired.
So finally, in January 2025, the regulators step in. And they bring the hammer down. They point right at the chief risk officer, the one person whose job it was to prevent this exact thing, and slap her with a $10 million personal fine. It was historic. We all thought, this is it.
Yeah, historic for all of, 9 months? Now let's talk about how the whole thing imploded. Because for anyone who's actually built systems, this next part is depressingly familiar. We've seen this movie before. Because come October, that historic fine, gone. Dropped. She walks away with all her money. So how does that even happen?
Oh, you're gonna love this. It's the classic 3-step executive escape plan. Step 1, the data was too complex. Step 2, the dashboard was confusing. And the kill shot, step 3, I relied on my team. I delegated. It's the same old I'm incompetent defense, just dressed up in new age corporate jargon. And it all boils down to this one stupidly simple legal word, intent. See, to make a fine like this stick, the government has to prove that the executives saw the fraud, knew it was fraud, and then deliberately, consciously chose to hide it. That is a ridiculously high bar. It's not a loophole, it's a super highway for getting away with it.
So where does that leave us? What's the moral of the story of the $10 million fine that just evaporated into thin air? Look, here's the fundamental problem. People like me, we live in the world of data. It's binary. It's a 1 or a 0, true or false. The data doesn't have an opinion. But the human world, the legal system, it's all messy. It's about arguing, complexity, and creating what they call plausible deniability. It's a system built to protect people, not find truth. And that's really the whole story, isn't it? The data never lies. It told the truth, loud and clear, for years. The logs are the logs. But at the end of the day, who cares? The system is literally designed to allow the people at the top to ignore it and get away with it. So I'll just leave you with this question.
We can build systems that can spot fraud in a nanosecond. The data is crystal clear. The truth is sitting right there in a database table. So why is our entire legal and corporate structure built to reward the people at the top for claiming ignorance? Why is the best defense in the 21st century still just, I didn't look?